about the Bulba Spirit Breaker.
Yes.
He had a great game on it in the group stage. Really set the tone. It's a great hero for establishing direction for a team. It's you just kind of charge someone, you stay you're charging them, and you hope your teammates follow up. And if it doesn't look good, just cancel the charge and walk away.
And the possibility of teammates following up increases as you get closer to TI main stage.
Definitely. We'll see how the RNG gods favor Bulba in this game.
DC's
probably high.
Yeah, why not 20? Let's go with 20%.
Dark
Seer Sven, that's a Virtus Pro Classic. These two heroes synergize pretty well. I think Sven is the one here that does enable Dark Seer to be a pickable hero, in my opinion. Not a big fan of the hero.
Primarily due to the vacuum slurping all the heroes together and Sven's clean.
Yeah, well I also think Sven is a hero that will build a Blink Dagger and he almost becomes, he's one of the cores that has some sort of initiation power. I do like teams to have two initiators, so they have that now with the Sand King and Sven.
They also have the Sand King who can actually go up to the Dark Seer's lane and be able to with the Iron Shell on Sand King and roaming around with it.
Also additional counter initiation against the sleep combo. They do want to work with that and not just rely on BKB Sven.
I gotta say, I just love
IG.V's turn to
so
ban.
much fun with Abed.
Death for Abed.
I think DC has quite a good lineup against the Sven. They have the Spirit Breaker ultimate who goes through the BKB so he can CC the Sven a bit. They have Naga Net to CC the Sven. And DP ulti also goes through the BKB.
10 seconds remaining.
It's pretty good here though.
It is for sure.
Yeah, lots of
5 seconds remaining.
The
DC's turn to ban.
I think probably seeing Frev on the Mirana. The last pick Mason hero. I don't know if Mason does play the Mirana.
Usually no. I've seen Frev play some weird offense this turn.
Yeah.
Play Wind Ranger, Mirana.
Naga.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know.
No.
That so be a Dooku Naga,
5 seconds
Bulba
remaining.
Spirit Breaker. Okay. Let's see what these last bands are telling us here.
DC's turn to pick.
IGV and then Puck from EC.
IG.V's turn to pick.
Relative
Decent
lifesteal. Always it's a classic combination of Spirit Breaker. You climb inside Spirit Breaker, you go cross map, surprise.
You sound like you have some experience.
I have experience on both ends. In fact, one of my first games of Dota, I did not know
10
Spirit Breaker was a
seconds
hero.
remaining.
And then another hero popped out of him, and I was like,
5
What did you think was
seconds
charging
remaining.
mentioned? Angry neutral?
just a giant stampeding blue cow was just crashing right into me. Oh, it was terrifying.
If you knew it was Bulba, would you be more or less scared?
I would be exactly neutral.
Alright.
It would have no impact on my fear.
So he treats Bulba as a creep. As a neutral creep.
That's right.
So the left stealer is very good against Darkseer on the lane as well. So they don't really have to help him. They can actually even leave him there if they want to. Just help him a bit in the beginning. Otherwise you can see other carriers that actually suffers a bit.
I don't know how much I like this Naga pick now. There's nothing really to combo with. It's almost entirely used for counter initiation. Just kind of play the game slowly.
Choose your hero.
First appearance of Storm Spirit.
Storm is always a treat to watch, just with his mobility, being able to slip into back line, pick off pushy heroes.
Sakata Storm Spirit is great too. I saw a bit of this at DST, I believe.
Well, I am personally very excited to see Storm Spirit make a debut here on the main stage, and of course, Storm Spirit first appearance as well. It is a best of one between IG.Vitality and Digital Chaos. It is the last match of the day. Let's throw to the casters to find out who will win and who will go home.
It will definitely be a long night, but who will we be long for? The team that loses, the team that has to think about what could have been. That's dark, but true. Those the night. Okay. And it's full of terrors for one of these teams. That was nice. IG.Vitality versus Digital Chaos. Who do you feel like? We've talked about underdog teams so far. We've had both teams from the bottom of the group being knocked out already tonight. Do we give an advantage to IGV? Do we say the strength of China is just so strong here at TI7? or is Digital team?
I'm mainly looking at really needs to look out for is actually the Death Prophet Silence. Spirit Breaker you can pretty easily counterplay. When he charges you, you can just jump through him, and then you break the charge, you can jump away and he can't chase you forever. You can play around Song of the Siren pretty well when you have, I guess you can get Song into Arrowed or something like that, but it needs to be something very specific. Lifestealer has got nothing on Storm, and it's overall just a really good Storm game, and IGV with a solid team fight lineup, whereas as PPD pointed out, DC's lineup is a lot more about counter-initiating, and I feel like that's going to be a pretty difficult type of game to play into this type of lineup. So we'll see how it goes. I favor IGV based on... And we got a whole fight.
Yeah, they're coming to contest the bottom. Spirit Breaker is charging his way down. I'm wondering how long it's going to take. Is Dubu with the first Riptide now shackled up. Here comes your charge. You'll go through all three heroes. Actually, no, it doesn't. It only takes a shot. The Dubu's so low, the Riptide will help to get the kill. They're moving past the rune. Dubu, he's going to grab that as well. Actually, no. Bulba, it's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Dubu will fall, Paparazzi finds the kill. Bulba has charge available, dogfights with heavy amounts of damage taken. Will move off the rune, but we had two go the way of DC. Bulba was able to grab that from the bottom. So 3 runes actually in the way of DC at the end of it all.
I think IGV could have maybe got away with that first blood if Shadow Shaman just kept attacking. That hero has really high base damage, so in early exchanges like that, you want to just stand your ground, hit, instead of trying to walk away with your incredible 285 base move speed. It's not
Yeah,
really
they come
gonna happen
again.
anyway.
They're going up to Paparazzi.
He's
He doesn't
trouble.
have the war cry for Rev, doesn't have arrow. He went for leap to start with. So it's just the attack speed he's got, and the double stun will allow him to retreat back to the tier 1 tower. And not to mention that, he just munched on an observer ward. So more money, better regen.
Why do you still leave?
Maybe they believe the attack speed's better.
I don't think he might have misclicked, or did they use it in the rune fight? Actually, I didn't really notice. It's just very
He
peculiar.
could have leapt away to try and survive the rune fight. I also was paying more attention to the supports.
I thought they were going on the Naga. Oh, anyway, he didn't have the arrow. They didn't kill. That's kind of the end of that. Let's have a look at mid. This is something that is generally a very good indication of a good start in mid. Is that
I want to look up towards the top
power.
because they're actually going for a kill on Lifestealer. He's going to rage up, has Feast available. In July was burning him down quite nicely. He was like Mathis has been burning to these iron shells non-stop.
He has a lot of regen though. He went Flask plus 8 tangos, probably expecting this type of lane. Lifestealer, in addition to that, has a decent matchup against Darkseer because he can use Rage and just kill the Iron Shell creep later on, and has decent natural sustain by just hitting creeps all the time. He's going to heal up. I was going to say this mid lane was looking good for Abed with the double wave. He managed to push into Sakata, but Sakata played pretty well on the tower and more or less equalized this mid lane early on. So looking good for both mid laners. Dubu is going to lay into Super. Steals his bounty rune. Very nice by Dubu to manage to secure that.
But this happens too when Bulba's crossing behind the tower. Like he's moving between the tier 1, tier 2 tower and the mid. The observer ones are not near it, so no, he doesn't actually have eyes on the courier.
I think we can charge the courier.
They're going to charge it instead. Over towards the Storm Spirit, already starting with the Crypt Swarm. Spirit Siphon already going to work as well. Deathrock is able to tank, but Dogfight being involved in this fight. Doesn't actually want to get too close. Burrow Strike up. But at least there is no more pressure coming from the Storm Spirit, so both bids will just have to start regenning. Maybe bottom lane is where the trouble is. Dubu on the run out, already Riptide for Rev. Threw the arrow out, and Paparazzi bone dry on mana. Will also have to retreat back to the lane. He needs regeneration too. Both Super as well as Paparazzi are out of regeneration on the bottom. And the Courier is heading up to July on the top to try and finish his Soul Ring. He's heading to Mango North.
He's got good farm. This is something that PD mentioned earlier on the panel, was that the Darkseer is more of a greedy offlaner that really wants to farm rather than set his team up for a long time. In some matchups, Darkseer can get shut down really hard. Something like the Nyx Assassin support role can actually just ruin your game, because if you don't get to the Soul Ring in a good time, your entire build-up is just delayed too much. But In July has a great start here. He's getting very good farm. He's in a position now where he can cut the wave because the opposing carry can't counterplay him at all anyway. Great hero against Lifestealer at pretty much every stage of the game. This Darkseer has very nice counterplay potential, and this means In July will outfarm the Lifestealer, because this is how this lane's going to go. He'll Iron Shell himself, he'll cut the wave, and then we'll go and farm the small camp. And Lifestealer is in a
Bulba into super.
Good
Look
bash.
at extra bash as well. Ahmed dies in the meantime, but Dubu will team up with Bulba to find that kill. So Death Prophet actually dying very close to the tier 1 tower amid. Dogfight was waiting in the tree line the entire time just for that over-aggressive play onto a Storm Spirit who was sitting at maybe a quarter of his life, and he fell for it. Storm Spirit survives, and Death Prophet dies.
Who got the kill? Oh, your share. Okay.
Yep.
That's still a very big
It
kill.
was the tower probably doing most of the work.
You can, by the way, we didn't talk about this, but you can see the wording from DC in the top area of the map, what they were intending. They're like, okay, we're going to put you against the Darkseer. We want Darkseer to not have access to the side pole because he's always going to push you in, and you're just going to fend for yourself up here while we leave you, and at least he can't farm that camp. The problem is Darkseer can just farm the other one. It's still better, but they want that camp.
They're going
in lane,
again.
Sakata, if there's a bash here, he's going to die.
They really want to get this no bash, but
need it.
it will still be enough for the Spirit Siphon.
I had double damage. Okay, I didn't see that. Yeah, the Death Prophet hits pretty hard right now. 50 a pop right now. So,
And cancelling off clarity of dogfights. Bottom lane, nice arrow. This is an easy combination. Spirit Breaker still charging down here, so Paparazzi can move back behind the tower. He's got 5 stick titans, just committed them there, but Bolt under the tower with Dubu. They find yet another kill with this aggressive rotation you expected from a Spirit Breaker, and you're getting exactly what you
Radiant's
expected.
they're
middle
off to
tower
a great
is under
start,
attack.
DC. All of this pressure on Sven is going to have a huge impact on the game. You can see
Radiant's
Paparazzi's
bottom tower
is
is
queued up
under
an Iron
attack.
Talon. He just wants to get out of this lane. He's tired of being shut down so hard. But he's being delayed a lot. Lifestealer isn't. He's just free farming top. Obviously the Darkseer's being annoying and taking a small camp, but he's still getting his own. So if this is what they're accomplishing based on trading off that top, that's super DC favored.
This move is so good from DC. The smoke gang came out from Dogfight as well as Duke, but they were originally thinking about going towards them. Now they head down into the jungle. They're looking for Sven, who abandoned the bottom lane. Arbed smoked up with Bulba, and they've seen a little bit more damage. Bulba will provide it. And this has to now pay off for IG.V on top to get the counter kill. They can look towards Mason. He's the top net worth of the DC lineup, but they need that stun before he can rage and before he can invest. But rage is able to be triggered.
That kill is so much harder.
They're going to come under the tower. No rage available. Infest is up. Super. Well, he's got shackles, but the problem is, what's he going to do? Deny his own catapult? Not possible. So Mason jumps out. They got no more creep wave to fight underneath the tower. Not unless In July can do exactly this. Creep skip it.
This is the kind of early game you
Radiant's
want
bottom
DC to
tower
have if you're
is under
cheering
attack.
for them. This is looking very solid, and I think it's important because of the difficulty of playing their lineups later on in the game compared to the ease of execution for IGV's team fight, that DC managed to especially shut down this Sven. IGV's lineup kind of falls a bit flat. Sven doesn't have a game. That's just how the hero works. I think this hero plays horribly from behind, and they just haven't been able to secure him at all.
Problematic. At least there's some ancient stacks to work with, but yeah, he's at cleave level. Forev now has a free lane on bottom to do his farm, so this is the point when DC are practically running a three farmed core lineup.
Yeah.
Plus Spirit Breaker, who has more net worth than the Sven. Almost as much net worth as the Mirana, just because the gank rotation, he's taken 3 of them, hasn't died once, and has 2 assists. Every single one. The DC has gone, while Bulba has been involved.
Yeah, he got a really fast urn. That's such a value item on Spirit Breaker. I'm not sure if the new urn or the old urn was better. The one gives you strength, this one gives armor. The all attributes is very nice at least to get some more mana pool. And Spirit Breaker is like the archetype hero you want to have an urn on, because he's just, all this hero wants to do is scout and kill. Just be involved around everywhere a kill happens, so you're almost guaranteed to get many urn charges every game.
Dogfight and Ninja are going to try and team up again. They have the Iron Shell on the Sand King with a level 2 power strike. And now the smoke breaks, they have to jump forward. Makata burning up to do this. Bulba charging forward, creates more space. And the Moonlight Shadow, they can't see him. They have to throw down the Darkseer wall just to get a copy of Bulba. We farmed up by Arbed, but that gang from IGV, it needed to work. They pulled their 3 position in to do this.
That was 2 smokes in a row from IGV that didn't get the kill. First the one to top where they did kill Mason, and now the one to mid where they didn't kill Ron. So they're starting to run pretty short on ways of engaging fights, whereas DC, they have multiple smokes remaining, and they have the Moonlight Shadow, so it's...
They've got a better way to push too. That Exorcism hasn't even expended yet, but you've got a double damage rune to the hands of the Death Bomb. She wants to fight. They're able to do so. Bulba pulling out of the charge, and I don't know if that was his own joke. He just practiced symbol too.
Maybe he just likes that sound.
Radiant's top
Bit of
tower is
launching.
under attack.
Like some players like to listen to music while they play Bulba, just like that drum roll.
And he doesn't use a drumstick, he uses a magic wand. Mason. Well, Darkseer returns to the lane, so we can't chip away at that tower anymore. They're trying to give room to dogfights on the bottom to get his a very dangerous notion when you've got Forever and Dubu ready to hunt. They can keep the vision up thanks to this. There's the Bulba charge forward. There is an Observer Ward on top of the Dire Shrine. This is what's allowing them to see when Bulba is moving out quickly. That's the only real advantage they have. Bulba's able to connect. The kill happens, so Dogfights has to return to his tower. Paparazzi's being pushed out of his own jungle behind the illusions of Dubu.
Forever starting to lean into this tier 2 tower. I wonder when IGV are going to do something about this bottom lane. DC has pretty much set up camp down here. They know that their lifestealer top is pretty safe. Even if he dies once, it's probably okay, and Abed is just farming away at mid. So DC are controlling this very, very well.
Do they have the mana to really do it? Like, until Cicada's able to pick up that soul ring, he doesn't look like he's strong enough to get to the fight.
Yeah, Storm is... that's maybe that IGV is not enough has that we didn't identify and talk about earlier, is that the 3 cores actually all build up time. Storm wants to farm, Sven wants to farm, and Darkseer wants to farm. There's a lot of pressure on the supports to make the moves work, and if they fail, who are you going to rely on? Like, nobody is ready to go right now for IGV. The more I look at it, this lineup is actually very greedy.
They're about to try and push the mid. 4 heroes up to Digital Chaos. Lifesteal still farming the top. The pressure on the bottom tier 2 tower has forced IGV to back up behind the tower. But now they want to fight into Exorcism and 4 Spirit Siphons available for Abed. Getting that kill is almost impossible. And there's 15 one charges on this death. She's got so much life.
This tower's gone.
Yeah.
You can't hold this as IGV right now. You're not in any position to make. If you engage here, it's just going to be worse. They cut their losses, identifying the right play.
I'm waiting for Dubu to slip around the back. Paparazzi ran to the top lane to try and combo up with Into July, trying to get that Darkseer and Sven combination. The big thing that is the reason why this Darkseer is picked up. They tried to make it work, but it doesn't happen. Now Paparazzi trapped with no gods. Arrow is perfect, combining up with the stun of Bulba. Paparazzi will fall, and Digital Chaos extending their lead now just almost above 5,000 gold in 11 minutes. 2k in the experience, momentum is theirs. But now we have that soul ring on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, Darkseer's closing in on mech. It's going to be a matter of how much gold is IGV going to hemorrhage before they get a good fight. Because right now their lineup has to still wait. It's 11 minutes in. Their Shaman is level 4. Their Sand King's almost 6, so that's pretty good. But they need these Mass Serpent Wards, and they need these key items, especially the Darkseer mech is going to help out a lot in their team fighting ability. So they got to play it slow. DC is also a team in the group stage that slowed weakness with going high ground. I think they had multiple games they were really far ahead in, and then they made some crucial mistakes and ended up losing. It's probably in the back of the team's minds as well that, you know, you could also have that DC situation that kind of has been their Achilles heel in the group, to be honest. They could have won a lot of games.
Well, right now there's a fight down the bottom lane. This could be a nice pickoff. It's going to be for Rev. The charge is coming forward. Rev can't leap away far enough. Now Abed and Dubu teaming up together. The silence stopping the Stormzer from getting away. So is the ensnare. Charge still coming from the Spirit Breaker, but Song of the Siren is buying time for the arrival of the Mad Space Cow. The Forest Strike! Dogfights keeps him away, creating space for Cicada to get back past the tier 2 tower.
Wrecked.
And Dogfights
Savage
just,
wrecked.
he knows he just saved his core.
That was so fast on that Burrow Strike. If he's just a little bit slower, that's a kill. And DC can obviously also combine that a bit better with the song, but it's still very good execution. Like
So here's that Song of the Siren charging in.
there was like a bit of timing.
They caught a glimpse of him, I believe, from the Observer Ward just to the north, watching over the bottom rune. That's what gave him a small bit of warning that it was coming.
Yep.
But it's coming once more, and now he'll TP away. Dogfights will go north. And Bulba?
Well, he's gonna know that Sand King went top, which is actually fairly valuable information.
Dire's structures are
This
fortified.
Observer Ward's getting even more from IGV. It's paid dividends already. And they commit the Mass Urban Ward, so the Tier 1 tower on the top lane. Injuly is taking care of the creep wave as well as any harassment from the tower. And this is a pretty simple
Dire's
Tier 1
top
tower. The
tower
DC
is under
have
attack.
shown no interest in defending and haven't got a revenge kill in return. Tier 2 tower on bottom is what they would
Dire's
like.
top tower has
And maybe
fallen.
they can still beat that.
I could try for it. They have to project to have any hope of doing this. And you gotta remember, all the time it's happening, the Sven is slowly catching up. You know, he had a super hard time when Arn Town was gonna go for the Mask of Madness coming in, so full farming build-up. So DC might feel a little bit under the block here to
Radiant's
get
bottom
something
tower
done.
is under attack.
While they're taking out the Tier 2 tower on bottom, they are burning Nexus and for this, so for at least the next 2 minutes, IG.Vitality for the DC are looking for a fight.
Radiant's bottom
And they also
tower has fallen.
understand that DC are probably looking to Roshan. They look for the fight. The ulti is down. They did that just out of range, I believe. Observer Ward. Little uncertain if they did see it or not, but
Dire's
IGV
middle tower
ready
is
to
under
wrap
attack.
around the back of the mid tower. Exorcism is now returned into Arbet. We're going to regeneration from that with a surge of dogfights and the Iron Shield burn. Wants to follow up. They bring down the Death Prophet before she can get a side. And Spirit Breaker charge. They're using the Moonlight Shadow to get in close. But do they believe they have enough damage? At the moment, Paparazzi isn't there. He's battling with Dubu on bottom. And that's exactly what DC turned their attention. They look towards the one position of IGV.
Infested into Bulba, but he didn't have the vision to charge there. Now they're actually just going back into mid. They're like, okay, if you guys want to go into our jungle,
They're charging. Tier 1 town's pretty low. Bulba's going in. Where's that TP support? There's still 4 heroes here. Dogfight ready as well. Great jump from Mason. The shackles on the Spirit Breaker. No more bashes. Dubu to sleep with the arrow timing. Sweet as sugar. And the back into the wall. Where's your follow-up damage? It's all from Dogfight sitting in the standstill. Doesn't even go into the epicenter. 3 heroes down. Dogfight. He has the Burrow Strike. He'll have to use it to escape. Not to attack with Paparazzi. Stormbolt forward. Or lost his SK. They need the vision, but the Invis rune sitting in Arbet's bottle. He'll trigger it and get out of range of the sentry. Want to survive the fight.
he
Dire's
almost found a
middle
kill on
tower
Darkseid
is under
as well.
attack.
Abed just picked up the Yule 7. He saw that TP. Just a moment earlier, he would have been able to Yule and then finish him off. Crazy fight overall. It's, I'm not even sure. I guess
Dire's
IGV
middle
won that
tower
by a
is
bit.
under attack.
Well, we can see it again. So there's the initiation. It looks crazy, but it comes from the north and the west. But this arrow timing was so slick.
The main problem with it is that the song is so short that, yes, they connect that arrow, which would have probably connected anyway, so the song ends up doing almost nothing, and it all set up IGV to play with the vacuum and tanking stun. So they counterplayed it very well.
That was practically a ravage. We talked about the combination of the Darkseer working with the Sven. I remember the panel were touching on it earlier today as well, just like the SK. Is he really that much of a fantastic pickup? But when you can pack 3 people into a perfect line stun like that, on top of the combination of the ultimate of the Darkseer, it definitely works. And the Iron Shell burn.
IGV's lineup is starting to hit their stride now. This is very big, getting the tanking blink 100 gold. Sven is going to blink next item. Something they talked about in the panel as well, having multiple initiations to play with this Darkseer. IGV, I think, got through the hardest stage of the game. The last 5 minutes were supposed to be really hard. They outplayed DC, and now they're in a really good spot to continue the game. Because now we're reaching that point where, okay, when DC went to fight, they didn't have to go 5-man pushes with
top tower
DPRT,
is under
fighting
attack.
into Vacuum Wall, Storm Jumping, and the War Cry, which is just amazing in this game. And this was a 3rd pick Sven.
Yep.
And then they picked and Light into that.
top
Like,
tower
War Cry is
has fallen.
diffusively on this lot. This armor is just done under everyone. I don't want to say killable, but this DC lineup doesn't have too much damage apart from the physical.
DC need a way to penetrate the defense with the Divine GV, or else this graph's going to continue to swing vertically. IGV have actually managed to swing about 6,000 in the experience, which tells the tale a little bit more than the goal graph of just how much IGV are getting control of this game back. They don't hold the goal lead back to this entire game. They haven't held that yet. This one because DC is simply pressuring town. And now they're going for the big man. They're going into a rock start. The arrow will pop them off the sun time. The ball. The tap just Rashad. Right.
Yeah, they have the Mind Storm Light, and then DP has the they can go for this. They engaging. Actually,
Dire's
look
bottom
at
tower
this.
is under
They're
attack.
looking for a target. XP to bottom line.
Kill seconds for the charge. He's gonna try though.
The Observer was giving him the vision with Death Ball. Actually, the push back. No, they don't. 135 HP is enough for the Storm to live.
Close call.
Very close.
If there was an arrow or just an extra stun, they would have died there. I don't think they could have played it any better. The layering of stun between the charge and the Nether Strike was very good. I don't think they had an urn unless they're...
It was on zero, and Bulba still hasn't finished up his treads yet, so he doesn't have that bonus speed also. Turned around, DC getting their lead back to the experience in goal.
It was actually a nice side benefit of having the Naga song. It's been an ultimate is used. You buy yourself an additional 7 seconds, and then, you know, the duration of that God String isn't infinite. What's the duration of it again? 25 seconds? Yeah, here we go. So here we see the fight. So they get both stuns connected on Bulba, but at the same time. So this takes quite a while for them to bring down that hero. And then this back wall is incredible, but instant Song of the Siren from Dubu. Try to get things reset, and if they could have backwalled into either the Sven or the Sand Kick stun, that's team wipe the other way. That's the kind of fight IGV are looking for, and the backwall is great, but the call was already used. They used all that opening, and then it's easy afterwards for the Death Prophet to just run heroes down. There's not enough damage to kill.
It's just crazy that she's able to do that without like it's just Hood Jules now on her. So survivable without having the excess of damage to Sven. Now being caught out, the arrow is sweet from Forev, bringing down Sven. No bunch of feedback available, and they keep the silence on the Darkseer. He can't so enjoy anyway. So Abed now on a mega kill streak, and they're gonna take the tier 2 tower with the burning of the Exorcism. The trade-off is Dogfight and Zakata pushing the tier 2 tower onto the plane. But Bulba, he wants more. He looks towards Super. Okay, they both pulled out of that, even though Forev jumped in and then pulled out.
Maybe they're finding their limits for how much they can dive now. There's been plays in this tournament that made me doubt they knew it's dangerous to dive base.
Tempering their spirit in a
way.
best of one where you do not want to go out. Yeah, fair enough. Storm's going to TP herself all the way home. Himself. Dogfight's left stranded.
Are IG actually going to get this top tower? IGV will get this tier 2 almost. I'm very surprised these aren't defending this with just a single charge from Volga or something that could have helped it.
He was charging the Storm Spirit who just TP'd out.
Yeah, it could charge.
It was on cooldown for a little bit longer.
Maybe charge. Oh, quick blink from the Sand King. Gets away from Silence into Crypto. Find and TP out as well. This is a really good sequence of events from DC though. They were starting to let IGV back into the game a lot, but these two good fights have put them in a nice position again. They need to keep the pressure up, I think. Don't let IGV farm, don't let them move up. Keep looking for these skirmishes with this Spirit Breaker. See, Bulba's going to use the smoke at the enemy shrine, then actually TP bottom and look for an opening. IGV are not connected yet. If they jump paparazzi now, this could be a very quick kill. To farm.
Yeah, he just blinked over to farm.
Oh my god, that's
Nagasaki can get hexed up on the side, but paparazzi's already down. But what do they do about this? Super and Injulites reveal themselves. They throw down the Mount Circle, specifically bounce around like a ragdoll thanks to the badges. Almost down the creep, will give him a little bit more life, but Dubu controls the Darkseer. You've still got the army of the Darkseer fighting for them, as well as the Mount Circle. Mason will turn towards the hero, and with a charge forward from Spirit Breaker, they're able to not only farm up the heroes, but they'll farm up the wards as well. And this means pressure time. Combinations down, no Mass Serpent wards, no Darkseer back wall.
Paparazzi's getting caught out a lot this game. This is definitely not his best showing. Maybe this play wasn't too easy to repeat, but they've made 3 or 4 connections on him with the charge into arrow. It is hard, by all means, to farm like this, but they can't have the Sven keep dying like this. That's the main reason DC are in such a good position. The Sven has died 6 times. He started to come back on farm, died 2 times in quick succession. Silence looks so good anymore again.
Abed catching up the Sand King thanks to Crypt Swan, was unable to blink away, and the arrow again right on the money from Forev.
DC are feeling themselves, man. They're going for one play after the other. Just keep going fast. Next play.
And then
how you want to play Spirit Breaker? You want to charge?
Yep. Paparazzi's trying to get his farm on bottom lane.
He's showing again. You can see now he's starting to get paranoid. Like,
Yep.
farms one wave and then he's just TV's back to base. He's scared of being charged.
It's crazy when he has the Observer Ward and Sentry still there, but you
Radiant's
just never
top
know
tower
what's going to be
is
coming
under
at you.
attack.
Bulba is charging past the tier 2 tower on top. Just towards in July, who retreats into tier 3. And this is the last remaining out of tower of IG.V. And only claim 2 of Digital Chaos. This gold advantage stretching closer towards 7.5, and with their death of the tower over 8k. IG.Vitality have to stop the bleed. You're right, the Digital Chaos are doing exactly what they need to. They're pushing and keeping pressure on, but where do they go? 25 minutes in, you still don't want to go high ground, do you? Like, it's a Darkseer combination in the safety of the IG.V base.
Oh, Abed found super.
These pickoffs are the beautiful things.
They're pretty dead. Oh, it's gotta be nice playing Spirit Siphon with charge. That's pretty nice. Just keep refreshing the Spirit Siphon that way. What do they need to do? I think DC keep controlling the map, get picked up, just get the next short shot, then think about high grounding perhaps. As long as they keep picking off heroes like this, they're just extending their lead and buying more time. You feel like when you look at the draft and look at IGV's lineup that they're going to hit this point of critical mass when it gets really difficult to keep right into them. That point is it's not even close, man. Sven is so under-farmed. He's having a really, really rough game. Generally, at this point in time, you definitely want to have Mask of Madness Blink and the BKB, and right now he's like 2k behind par. And that's with 160 CS on that Sven as well. He's currently 6th on the overall on a hero that wants to play ahead.
With no control of your ancients, that doesn't look like it's going to be repaired anytime soon. The only way is killing heroes. That's it.
He's terrified. He's standing in this left side alone. His entire team is in their base. Now he's going to TP back. So he walked all the way up there to stand in the trees, enjoy nature, and then like maybe gonna make some money to be able to justify just standing out in the trees.
And it's
he doesn't. He's not even going for the pre-win. This is one of the best ways of showing why Dota is a mental game. Is playing against Spirit Breaker when you're behind. It's
the Observer Ward only just caught a glimpse of Abed moving down to the bottom lane, and he instantly moves back to base. Obviously, you already farmed the wave, but you're right, they're living in a pit of their own fear.
I think at this point, what you BKB is this BKB on Storm Spirit needs to be put to use. They need to look to fight. If the fight goes well, you bring Sven back in the game that way. They have to make space for the Sven. He can't make space for them right now. Darkseer has the key items he needs. He has Greaves and Force. It's pretty okay. Maybe wants a Blink Dagger, but it's playable without. And the Storm BKB will be, as we talked about, just strategically in this game draft-wise, an amazing Storm game later on.
Are fortified.
The Mass Serpent Wards are taking the tier 1 tower on bottom lane, so at least IGV will get a little bit of injection of cash. Paparazzi has a double damage trooper forever. I don't know if he caught a glimpse of him in the nighttime, I don't believe he did, but it was just a blink into the trees and a quick TP home for the Sven. And he goes all the way back to Fountain towards the front line. He needs a little bit more money, 700 gold to get that BKB up. And they'll have 2 BKs with the high ground defense you know is coming. DC with an Aegis Immortal, they're going to push up high ground. Aegis on him, Cheese on Abed.
Who's going to stop this Lifestealer when he uses Rage and hits his power 5 times and then runs back?
Your only hope is he just sits inside of July's wall.
Yeah, they have the wall. He's going to Rage, hit. You're like, oh, I don't have BKB, I gotta go buy it. That's too late. But, okay. IGV are in fighting shape. It does, by all means, not look good, but they have the tools to take a good fight. They know Song of the Siren is still on cooldown for a little bit, and they're going to try their luck here, going straight away. 2 BKBs, Blink Dagger, back wall. Anything can happen now. The best way to initiate is that Storm jumps a target, and they hope for DC to respond, because then they expose themselves to the back wall counterplay.
DC's flying something. They feel something is up. Now they get information. Abed is underneath that Radiant Observer Ward. They want to go on him. It just came off cooldown. They need to stun onto Narg. He blinked up, and now Song of the Siren. It catches the SK as well as the Darkseer around. What do you want? The arrow flies in, turn it off, and Darkseer, 5-second stun. Dogfight shows himself and regrets it instantly. You'll send it up towards the air. Forced up, but still being charged. Cannot hide inside the sandstorm. Even dusting it so they can hit him straight away. Dogfights will fall. Abed is godlike. And IG.Vitality have 2 heroes pushing up the daisies. DC will come for more. The line is drawn to go bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
To remember what happened.
Murder and murder and murder.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's like an episode of Game of Thrones.
So
Heads are rolling.
Abed had a feeling they were coming from him on the rune, so goes and click. This is so greedy in a way, right? If Dogfight instant stuns him there on the way to the rune, that could have been the way back in the game for IGV. But Abed got away with it, got the rune blinked out, and now this arrow connection is beautiful. Very nice timing. No, actually, pretty much frame perfect arrow connection, and then just rolled on from there. 20k lead for DC. IGV have just not looked that good in this game, but they're going to have to go out and fight for their lives right now.
They need the miracle now. They need the miracle. The force stuff in July into a huge back wall. Hitting a back wall. And the stuff of Ben! He got stunned up by Feren's arrow! He never got the hits off! And now is all the DC damage. They turn it into the storm. Spen's down for 50 seconds. And GG is over. Digital Chaos will advance. And IGV, the only Chinese team in the lower bracket, are now out of the international.
Very nice shot.